Do you often find yourself overthinking? You're not alone. It's a common modern affliction, the relentless hamster wheel of thoughts that keeps us awake at night and distracts us during the day. It's like a constant background noise, a static that can lead to anxiety, stress, and even depression. But what if I told you there's a way to silence this noise? Enter Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that has been helping people find peace of mind for over 2,000 years. Stoicism encourages us to focus on what's within our control, to accept what isn't, and to live in harmony with nature. It's a practical, down-to-earth philosophy that can provide us with strategies to manage our thoughts and emotions. So if you're tired of the constant chatter in your head, if you're looking for ways to quiet the noise and find some peace, you're in the right place. Let's delve into the 10 Stoic techniques to cease overthinking. The first Stoic technique revolves around understanding what you can control. This principle is a cornerstone of Stoicism, inviting us to discern between what is within our control and what is not. Our thoughts, our actions, and our reactions are things we can control. The weather, the actions of others, and the passage of time are things we cannot. By recognizing this, we can conserve our mental and emotional energy for the things we can influence, rather than squandering it on situations beyond our grasp. This doesn't mean we should be indifferent to the world around us, but rather that we should engage with it from a place of understanding and acceptance. So the next time you find yourself caught in the whirlwind of overthinking, remember this Stoic principle. Ask yourself, is this something I can control? If the answer is no, acknowledge it, let it go, and redirect your energy towards something you can change. By focusing on what you can control, you can reduce unnecessary worry and overthinking. Next, we have the Stoic practice of negative visualization. You might be wondering, isn't visualizing negativity the opposite of what I want? Well, not exactly. This powerful Stoic technique is about visualizing potential negative outcomes to manage expectations and reduce overthinking. It's not about dwelling on the negatives, but rather preparing for them. Imagine, for instance, that you're worried about a presentation at work. Instead of overthinking every possible scenario, visualize the worst-case scenario. What if you forget your lines or the presentation doesn't go as planned? By confronting these fears head-on, you can prepare for them and reduce their power over you. Negative visualization isn't pessimism, it's preparedness. It's about acknowledging that things can go wrong and having a game plan for when they do. This way, when you encounter obstacles, they won't throw you off balance. So try it out. Negative visualization can help you prepare for the worst, reducing anxiety and overthinking. The third Stoic technique is all about embracing the present moment. In the grand tapestry of time, the past has already been woven and the future is yet to be stitched. The only thread we can truly manipulate is the present. Stoicism teaches us to focus our energies here, now. Consider this. The past is an echo, reverberating with past deeds and decisions. The future a shadow filled with uncertainties and possibilities. Overthinking these aspects can lead to regret and anxiety, chaining us in a loop of endless rumination. But the present, it's a beacon, ablaze with the opportunity for action. By embracing the present moment, we align ourselves with the only reality we can affect. We ground ourselves, reducing the space for overthinking to creep in. So the next time you find yourself lost in thought, remember this Stoic wisdom. Bring your mind back to the present. By focusing on the present, you can free yourself from the chains of overthinking. The fourth and fifth Stoic techniques involve practicing dispassion and adopting a view from above. Let's delve into dispassion first. Dispassion, in the Stoic sense, is not about becoming emotionless or indifferent. Instead, it's about developing a sense of detachment from our emotions so that we don't let them control us. It involves observing our emotions, acknowledging them, but not allowing them to dictate our actions or thoughts. Think of it as being the calm center in the eye of a storm, unswayed by the chaos swirling around you. By practicing dispassion, we distance ourselves from the emotional turbulence that often fuels overthinking. Now, imagine you're able to rise above your immediate circumstances, gaining a bird's-eye view of your life. This is what Stoics refer to as the view from above. It's a mental shift that allows you to see your life from a larger, more objective perspective. It's like looking down at a city from a plane. The buildings seem small, the bustling traffic insignificant. Similarly, when you apply this view from above to your life, your worries and concerns may seem less overwhelming. You see them as small parts of a bigger picture rather than all-consuming issues. By practicing these two techniques, you can create a mental buffer between yourself and your overthinking. Dispassion helps you to respond rather than react to your thoughts, while the view from above gives you a broader perspective, helping you to see that your thoughts and worries are not as monumental as they may seem. But remember, these techniques are not quick fixes. They require practice and patience. The more you practice, the better you'll become at managing your thoughts and emotions, reducing the tendency to overthink. With dispassion and a wider perspective, you can minimize overthinking and see things as they truly are. The sixth and seventh Stoic techniques are amor fati and memento mori. These two concepts, while seemingly grim, can be powerful tools in the quest to curb overthinking. Amor fati, or love of fate, is a technique that encourages the acceptance of everything that happens in life, good or bad. It's about embracing all that life throws at you, not with resignation, but with enthusiasm. To love one's fate is to understand that every event, every experience is a necessary part of the grand tapestry of life. You see, Stoics believe that we don't control what happens to us, but we do control how we respond. By adopting amor fati, we reduce overthinking by accepting reality as it is, rather than tormenting ourselves with how it should be. Imagine how liberating it would be to stop fighting against the current of life and instead learn to swim with it. This is the essence of amor fati. It's not about being passive or indifferent, but about actively embracing the world as it is, in all its unpredictability and chaos. Memento mori, on the other hand, is a reminder of our mortality. It's a Latin phrase that translates to "remember you must die." Now you might be wondering, how can thinking about death reduce overthinking? Well, the Stoics saw it as a tool to keep us grounded and focused on what truly matters. When we remind ourselves that our time here is limited, we naturally start to sift through the clutter in our minds. We begin to let go of petty worries, insignificant conflicts, and trivial pursuits. By keeping our mortality in mind, we can cut through the noise and focus on the essential. It's a stark reminder to not waste time overthinking, but to live fully and meaningfully. By accepting fate and remembering our mortality, we can reduce overthinking and live a more fulfilled life. These two techniques, amor fati and memento mori, are not about cultivating a pessimistic outlook, but rather they offer a pragmatic perspective that can help us navigate life with greater clarity and peace. The final three Stoic techniques are practicing virtue, building your inner citadel, and understanding the dichotomy of control. Let's start with practicing virtue. In Stoicism, virtue is not just about moral excellence, but it's also about living in accordance with nature. It means recognizing our capacity for reason and using it to navigate life's challenges. By doing so, we can align our actions and thoughts with our highest values, cutting through the mental clutter and reducing overthinking. When we practice virtue, we focus on what truly matters, and we leave little room for unnecessary worries. Next, we have the concept of the inner citadel. This is the idea that within each of us, there is a fortress, an inviolable space that outside circumstances cannot breach. Your inner citadel is your mental resilience, your ability to withstand adversity without losing your tranquility. By building and strengthening your inner citadel, you create a sanctuary for your mind, a place where overthinking cannot reach. It's about cultivating a state of mind that is unswayed by external events, allowing us to maintain our equilibrium even in the face of life's most formidable challenges. Finally, we come to the dichotomy of control. This Stoic principle states that there are things in life we can control, our actions, our responses, our attitudes, and there are things we cannot, other people's actions, the weather, the past. By understanding this dichotomy, we can focus our energy on what we can change and let go of what we can't. This technique helps us to eliminate unnecessary stress and overthinking. When we accept this fundamental truth, we free ourselves from the mental burden of trying to control the uncontrollable. By practicing virtue, strengthening your inner citadel, and understanding the dichotomy of control, you can master your thoughts and cease overthinking. So there you have it, 10 Stoic techniques to help you stop overthinking. We've journeyed through understanding what we can control, practicing negative visualization to prepare for adversity, and embracing the present moment. We've learned to practice dispassion, to view our problems from a greater perspective, and to love our fate and remember our mortality. Lastly, we have explored the virtues of Stoicism, the strength of our inner citadel, and the dichotomy of control. Each of these techniques, rooted deeply in the wisdom of Stoicism, provides us with practical strategies to manage our thoughts and emotions. They're not about escaping reality or suppressing feelings, but about understanding, accepting, and working with them. Remember, Stoicism isn't